Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. For the more astute amongst you, you may notice that the microphone sounds a little bit different this time, and that's because I have now completed the house move, and this is the first video in the new room. So, let me know how the audio sounds, and if there's any issues I'll try and address those as soon as I can. Now, as always, what I want to do is start the video by addressing the comments that I've missed since the last video. The first one's from Tony, who says that sorting by speed always helps when looking for the fastest train. Now, I don't know how I've never seen this before, but if you look in the vehicle depot when purchasing a train, there's this little filter button at the top, and if you click on top speed, it automatically sorts them from slowest at the top here with the PLM, all the way down to the fastest ones. Something so simple, yet I never noticed it, so thanks a lot for that, Tony, and that'll come in handy later on, I think. The next comment is from Mr. Blackie, and he says, I think we need an LNER Class B1 in scarlet red with a catchy name, something like Pigs and Express. Now, he's obviously referring to the Hogwarts Express there, and I think because we are now due a revamp of the Leatherhead Shirebrook train, this one, if I click on Molly over here, who's currently running the line, conditions very bad. Because this route here has a nice viaduct, plenty of tunnels, and it looks like it's going upwards through the country, I think this is a perfect spot for that. If we go into the managed vehicle, we want to replace this. We do need the LNER B1. Now, we don't actually have a B1, but we have the B17, and I have had a quick look on Google, and it's the right wheel setup. The 460 setup is correct for the train that we're trying to mimic here. So now if we go into the passenger wagons, I think he mentioned the Mark 3s, but we've got a speed of 70 mph on this B17. So I'm sort of thinking these maroon. How many are we carrying at the minute? Currently carrying 54 passengers, and these carry 20. If we were to go to 3 of these, it was a little bit more capacity. I know on the way back down to Leatherhead we carry less, but that'd still be half capacity. So I think we go for it. We're going to have to change the colour of the locomotive once we've bought it. So if we pick now, we don't want the darkest red, it's probably this one. But let's have a look, actually. We do need to rename it, so I think if we call this the Warty Hog, that makes sense to me, and then let's just get it coming over this viaduct and see if we can make sure that that colour looks about right. We don't want something too dark, we don't want something too light. I think we've actually hit the nail on the head there. And that's now on its way down to Leatherhead. But thanks for that suggestion, Mr. Blackie. There you go, it's now in. Now, the next 2 comments I've rolled into one. These are from Jortboy and Bishwarp. And they've both given me some information on how to make the timetable mod work correctly. So, Jortboy's his main comment is to make sure you click this checkbox here before you start looking at a line. So we're going to click that because we're going to deal with this West Coast main line, our main line. And then what Bishwarp says is if you put the station that is at the end, so if we go to Haslingden here, what we want is the frequency of the line. So the frequency of the line is 6 minutes. So then in the timetable mod, at Haslingden, we want to click on Haslingden, we want to set to unbunch. We want to set it to that 6 minutes that the frequency of the line is. And then at the other end, so for us, that's all the way up at the top end of the map, up at Colne here, we would change it at Colne again to 6 minutes. Because the frequency is 6 minutes, that would ensure that at those 2 stops, they are leaving every 6 minutes, and that makes sure that the trains are 6 minutes apart. So that works perfectly for that. So thanks for that, gents. Now the next one is from Bob the Bomb, who says the first JU52 3M, if we get one, could be called Annie. Now, if we have a look at our airfield, he means the Junkers JU53 here, of course. You'll notice here that on the aircraft, I've actually already added one in. And we do have now our first JU52 3M. So there you go, Bob. It's called Annie here because, as he states, it could be named Annie as one of its nicknames was the Iron Annie. So there you go, mate. It's in. And the other one there is from Obermachu. He asked for an aircraft to be named Little John. And I've also added that one in. So Obermachu, there you go, and thanks for your suggestion, mate. He also rounds us off with the final comment, Obermachu, and he said that, where is it? Let me just read it for you. He was thinking of the back line, and maybe we should connect Shepton and Gillingham. So if you remember in the last episode, we were looking at the best way of connecting these. I wanted to try and avoid having a loop. And I think Obermachu's right here. If we can connect Shepton and Gillingham, that'd branch us to the back, and then we could have a separate line just for these 3 towns here, Howden, Gillingham and Bradford. And that would mean that we're not connecting everything on one line, and we've got plenty of little sort of point-to-point lines as well. So that's going to be the basis for today's episode. So we're going to have to start by editing Shepton here, because I do want to keep these first 4 platforms that we installed so we can have the express line down the outside of here. But it means we're going to have to add another platform. And I was thinking, do we have a smaller train and just half a platform here? And I'm not against that idea for now, actually. I was all ready to come in and delete this building and move all of this back and add a whole new platform, but we do only need the one way to go out. Because I think we are going to go out this way, and we either bend all the way around and up through here, or I think more than likely we keep the speed and come through here, up to Gillingham. If you remember, this side of the map we added catenaries, so we are going to electrify later, so that'll enable us a straighter run to pick up that top speed around the bend there. So if we do have a look at configuring here, it's not going to allow us to add an extra track though, is it? This could be an issue actually, guys. I didn't think of this. Because of the type of station we've used, it's not going to let me just add in a platform. Right, okay, so if we hit pause, we're going to have to change this station up completely. So we're going to need a new building. We're going to go for 4 at the minute. We'll put high speed in and we'll put catenary in. It's going to have to be a straight one. We were going for 2 40s along this line. What we're going to have to do is cut this back. You can see where the paint's on the floor there from where we've painted in the all the weeds. So if we just go to the landscaping and we use the erase tool, should be here somewhere. There we go. Should erase all of that back, so we're at least starting off from the correct location. And then from here we want to join in. We'll have to change that bus depot by the look of it. We pop that there and we can make the tracks fit the station then. That's probably going to be the easiest way for us to carry this out, I think. So we want track and we want high speed with catenary. This one, I'm actually going to say don't parallel track this. Oh, I'm going to swap to bus lane. That's the number 1 key on my mouse again doing that. So we don't want to parallel track. I just want that one to go straight into there. And then I want this one to follow until probably about here. And then have a nice curve off. Maybe a little bit further back actually. I'm hoping to try and keep it around 100 if possible. That's perfect there, 186. Down to 153 I think was the lowest we saw there. That's that side connected in. From this side, if we go out, what do we get? 74. Okay, so that's going to have to go back a little bit further, which is going to mean deleting that crossing, but it's not a problem. We can put that back in. Unfortunately, this can just be part of it, guys, once you're trying to make something fit afterwards. So we want that one in, and then we want to connect. I was hoping to sort of get connected to this just before the road. There we go. So we're crossing the road nice and neatly as a duo. Hopefully that hasn't affected our lines coming through here. It looks like it has. So we'll change this around. So now we want to be coming from Rochdale. So after number 4 at Rochdale, we want to add in Shepton Mallet. Well, let's just check which way we're going. We should be travelling down the left-hand lane. So we want to stop here, that's correct. And then from Shepton, we're all mixed up now, haven't I? 2 seconds, let me work out what's going on here. So after number 4, we want to go to number 5, that's it. We've got 3 at Shepton. Has that sorted us out? From 4, number 5 should then be... Oh, I've done this the wrong way around, bear with me. Okay, so get rid of that Shepton stop that I've just put in. So if we start from the top and do it logically, we go from Burton to Seaham. After Seaham, we want Shepton, and we want to be on the left-hand side. There we go. That's fixed it for us now. Perfect. If you ever get into those situations, guys, just do slow it down and follow it logically, and it will sort itself out. What we want to do now, I mean, I might as well, now we've got to this point, might as well delete these buildings and put another platform in here. Don't want any of these elevated tracks, I just want some normal tracks. We want high speed with catenary. Did we have catenary on these? We did. Perfect. And now we need a platform. And we want a passenger platform. We'll go for the 1920s platform. We want one at the end here, and then we need some buildings, don't we? And this is the centre of our line, so I'm hoping we can get this one on. Whether it'll connect straight in, doubt it will. But we can move things about a little bit here, that's not a problem. Oh, there we go, that did connect in at the end, but we'll try and make that look a little bit nicer. If we can find a nice bus station here, if we can find a nice way to squeeze it in, which that connects all of them, but how we're looking in terms of that road and the direction that that's coming off. We'll try and connect everything here. We might just have to edit that road a little bit. I think that's the one to go for because it's got a double connection. And then from here, we're going to want a medium street, aren't we? We're going to want to connect that in. There we go. And now that's all connected. Lovely. Or is that connected? Yeah, that's connected. Perfect. Okay, guys, so that's that bit done, and we can hit play now, and it shouldn't break anything. But now what we need to do is this new line that we've put in, or the new platform, we need to connect that up to Gillingham. And as I said, what I'm thinking is we'll have one line between these three then, but they're going to be separate. We're going to have a point-to-point from Bradford to Gillingham. Or maybe we actually just have a tram from Bradford up to Gillingham. What do you guys think? Or maybe even a tram from Howden up to Gillingham, just because of the distance. And the hill. Going up that hill with a train is going to be a problem until we do get electric. To be honest, guys, both of these are probably too close. Well, this one, Bradford on Avon's too close for just a train, I think. So I'm thinking we have a tram from Bradford to Gillingham. And maybe even for now, carry the tram on down to Howden. And then we just have the train from Shepton to Gillingham. I think that's what I'm going to go for. So we're going to go for a building here. We'll go for a terminus because at the moment that's all we're thinking. And I don't think we need 240 here, so we'll go 160 as it is a little branch line. And we'll just go for the one platform, because if we do need to increase this in the future, we will. We'll go for where it can be nice and flat. I think we'll stick this one at the edge of town here, at the edge of the commercial. And then if we get our electric track with catenary, now I want to do the score through the mountainside first, and we're gonna try and get through here. So I want to aim for about here. And then I want to pull this through. This may give us a tunnel here. Oh, got a little bit of something going on there. The game really didn't like that. Not liking me pulling this through here. So that's going to be tunnel. Where do we come out? You know, I'm not opposed to coming out in the middle of those trees there, actually. That doesn't look too bad. And this is the size of this hill. I didn't realise, actually, how steep that is. We've got to find a way up. So you know what, guys? Or actually, have I pushed this too far? Maybe. I think we head down here. More of this kind of direction. If I was to send this straight in, what would it give us? I wonder. Yeah, go a bit wider to keep the speed. We can get rid of that road, that's not an issue. And then we go under there and out. I think that might be the play, you know, guys, to go direct. Let me just connect these roads. Or disconnect them, should I say. Pull us all the way back up to here. Go for a more modern tunnel entrance. We are in 1930 now. We'll go for that 3 million though. And then before we go too far, I want to make sure that I reconnect that road. It can be a crossing. I'm not too fussed about it being a crossing, but it's already sunken, so I think we're going to have a bridge actually. Which may mean we need to knock this road back even further. Just to make it nice and smooth. We raise that up, what's it going to give us? I'm thinking a nice stone bridge here. Not that many pillars. There's a few too many pillars there for my liking, actually. 1930s. I think that's actually a good fit. Do you think that's just the one pillar in the middle holding that up? Yeah, I'm going to go for that. And it's very minimalist. At first I was thinking it was concrete. I'm not sure if it is actually, but no, it looks more to be metal there. But I was thinking 1930s, everything was probably just getting concreted. And we'll upgrade the roads around it just to make it blend in a little bit better. There we go. So now we want to carry on this track. There's no sort of way around this, is there? It's uphill and that's what's happening. Now we are only going to have the one train here, and eventually we'll have a multiple unit going up and down here. You never know, really further on down the line we may need to double track it, but I think for the minute the one track will do. But we're going to need a way for the trains to get onto here. So we'll branch out before we've got the express line to there, and that'll just allow us to, when we get a new train... where's the train going to come from actually? That's a good point. The train's going to come from down the line, isn't it? So maybe that's not a good idea. But for now, we could get it into this branch line for now. Like so, it would stop all the traffic just while that one comes up here. But it'll work while we're just putting the one train on. That's fine for me. So we'll set up that new line to start with. So we're going to come from Gillingham and we want to come down to Shepton. Make that a colour that we can see. There we go. And then we want to name that, of course. It's going to be TF. That's CTP, sorry, for train passenger. It's going to be the Shepton to... Bear with me, guys. It's been a while since I've played now. I'm trying to figure out, or remember even, exactly how we were naming things. So it's a Shepton / Gillingham. That fits with the naming convention. And then we'll get a train on there for now. Or actually, because money's quite low at the minute, we won't do it. I know we have got the full loan. And we'll go through some finances towards the end. Notice this, guys. This is a standard game terminal station, but when you come in it from a certain angle, you can see it keeps adding those shelters all the way across. A little bit of a glitch there, and I'm not sure why. If any of you know what's causing that, please let me know. I can have a look at changing it. So for now, that's Gillingham connected. We're going to need a bus route in town, or are we if we're going to have the trams running? Possibly not. Tell you what, let's get one of them set up now. If we get Bradford up on Avon in now, or Bradford on Avon in now, and then in the next one we can look at improving it even further. So if we go to Medium Street, we want to upgrade this, and we are going to want to go electric. We're going to want this tram line to come down through Gillingham, and it's going to go off to Bradford. That connects Bradford, but on its way in, I do want it to do a loop around the town as well. And then we'll keep tram track here because I want to upgrade all these in the middle of the town to medium, just to help the town grow a little bit. And then electric again, once we come into Bradford, want to come down this main road, probably just do a simple loop of the town here with a couple of stops in it. We need to go out, I think, a stop here, I'll cover that. But we will go for a proper stop, I think, in the middle of Bradford somewhere. So maybe where the residential is over here. Ooh, don't like what it's doing with the terrain here, but we can find somewhere just on the flat. There we go. That'll be the main one, and then we're going to want to put in some normal bus stops. Let's see what we've got here. I think we'll get some of these rural stops. So, on the way in and on the way out of town's probably right. We can stop there, and then I think we'll put one at the top end there, either side. Because from here, that covers the whole of the town there. Coming back through Gillingham, we can stick with the rural stops. But if we go for the wooden ones here, I think it'll look a little bit... Just a little bit of a change, isn't it? It keeps it... It's nice to have that little bit of variance about. And then if we go for the rounded area, 1920, we do only need one terminal, don't we? Terminal down to 20, we'll go for electric tram. Terminal 2, none. We'll just stick with the one for now. We can stick this in. We want to make sure this connects quite nice, actually. So we want that square island. I'm not opposed to that, actually. Do we have a pond? That's even better. Yes, we'll have a pond. I like the look of that. Try and get this straight. Actually, we could probably cut this road back a little bit. Doesn't need to be going this far. If I put a straight bit off here, I should be able to delete to the end here. And then we'll get that building on the end. Just so it looks like it ends at the station. There we go. We've got electric into there, so now we're going to need to add in a route for that, but also a tram depot. So if we get a tram depot, and we'll have this in between the towns, because why not? It can go out of the way. If we get a new line now, and we're going to start off here at Gillingham Exchange, and we'll go around the town backwards here, and then we'll come out down to Bradford. Into the town, to Bradford, up an Avon there, and then back again. Or actually, if we just bring it out to here, we'll just have it one way around for now. And then back to Gillingham Exchange. I think that makes sense. We don't need it to be going round to two different routes, but it isn't connecting for some reason. Or it isn't showing me the line anyway, which is strange. Or have I just changed? No, it's got line 1. I don't know why it isn't showing me the path here. It'll soon tell me as soon as I put a tram on it. Oh, there we go. It's showing up now. Oh, that was strange. There we go, vehicles. So electric trams, what have we got? 37 miles per hour. Let me just check what the road speed is. What's the average car speed at the minute? Ah, it doesn't say, does it?
Hey.
I could have sworn that when you clicked on these, it would tell you the speed of them. But if we want to go for 47, 23 passengers is going to be overkill, you see. I think we're better off having something smaller and more of them. 23, 11 passengers. The Vienna Type M does 22 miles an hour. I just don't know if that 22 miles an hour is going to be quick enough. We'll try it with 11 people and we'll put, what, 5 trams? Put those on line 1, which we then need to change the name of. This is just going to be tram. And it's Gillingham, and I've forgotten the name already, of Gillingham Bradford. Oh. Gillingham Bradford, there we go. Okay, so now obviously before we get any real demand for this, we're going to need to get this train on the line as well. So we've got the TP Shepton line already set up. So if we come now to buy a vehicle for this line, now I do want multiple unit on here. This Brighton Val does 75 miles per hour and carries 14. Is that going to be big enough? Can we add 2 of those together? We can, but the running cost is going to be ridiculous, isn't it? We've got a similar cart to that Pullman carriage. It looks the same. I mean, if we were to just add a third-class carriage to that, would it pull it? You know what? I'm going to try it. Now, before we end this episode, I just want to watch the new train come out of the depot to see how well the carriages match. I don't know about you guys, but if I didn't already know, I'd never have guessed that it wasn't meant to be a complete unit. Anyway, that's all we've got time for today, guys. If you've got any feedback for me or any tips and tricks, as always, please let me know in the comments below. Hit that like button for me to make sure the video gets sent out there for everybody else to see, and I will catch you all in the next episode. Thanks for watching.